Hi, I'm Sheila L. Hite, world-class astrologer, tarot master, spellcaster, medium, and all-around magical being. And I'm here today to talk to you about this week's astrology. And this week, although relatively quiet, is a busy week under the surface. The verb and the theme for this week is discernment. Very, very important, discernment. So let us begin with the first on the surface activity that happens this week, which will be Friday. Friday, the sun leaves the sign of Leo and goes into the sign of Virgo. And Virgo is an interesting sign. It's a sign of the harvest. It takes everything you've done for all the time you've been doing it for a season, and it determines whether or not you've had a successful crop. So, Virgo is telling you that you need to examine what you've cultivated throughout the year. This new Virgo sun, which will become a new Virgo moon, is asking you to take a look at what you thought was organized, what you thought was the right and logical way to go, and to trust what appears to be illogic and disorganization. Disorganization, what is that? That is things falling where they may, because they don't fall where they may by happenstance. They fall where they may on purpose. There is a higher aspect of everything that's happening. Stand back and watch it, observe, and then from where the pieces fall, begin to see the picture come together. So on Saturday, we have the new moon in Virgo. So we start out with the sun in Virgo on Friday. We go to the new moon in Virgo immediately after on Saturday. And this is not only a time of the new moon and the full moon are also times when you want to make and begin to use moon water, which we'll talk about in a minute. So the new moon is entering at 0 degrees of Virgo. There are 30 degrees in a sign, and the new moon will be at 0 at the very beginning. So with the new moon at the very beginning of Virgo, it is also making a square, and I'd say a very stressful aspect to the signs, to the planets. Uranus, the planet of anything can happen. Uranus is in the sign of Gemini. So it's making that square to Gemini. This Virgo moon is also making an inconjunct or an imbalance aspect to Saturn and Neptune. So things are not what they seem to be. Things will be topsy-turvy in their own unique Virgo way. So to keep in mind that this square, the new moon square, also the sun will be square. So the sun and the new moon will be square the planet Uranus and in conjunct the planets Saturn and Neptune. Friction will be created between the mind and the emotions. These two Mercury-ruled signs, Gemini and Virgo, are they're like brothers in a family who don't quite get along, but they are in the same family. They're both ruled by Mercury. So Mercury likes its systems of order and likes what it calls perfection and wants to do and to categorize. And Gemini wants to speculate and ruminate. So one wants to have tangible proof that it's been there and one doesn't. So instead of giving to either one, try balance. So whatever you feel you need to do, please stop. Take some deep breaths. Virgo and Gemini, ruled by Mercury. Mercury rules the lungs. Take some deep breaths and then use discernment. That's your filter. What do I do now? What is the best thing for me to do now? What is the most beneficial thing that needs to happen now? And use that as your guide. The next day is Sunday, when the sun is squaring Uranus. So we've already seen that with the new moon. Now we're seeing it full on with the sun, the life giver, the life force, the creative aspect, squaring, making this frictional, stressful aspect to the planet Uranus, which is Uranus's genius. Sometimes it's just plain weird. So today, Sunday, that day, it's a good day to wear your ankle weights. It's a day of weirdness, uncertainties, and challenges on both the emotional and the logical levels. Don't try to make sense of it. You can't. Just try to stay out of the way of it. Please, please, please do not let your ego drag you into arguments or situations that will be messy to clean up. So the last word is not worth it. Your ego will insist on it. It's not worth it. The cleanup is often 10, 20, 100 times messier than it needs to be when you allow Uranus to have anything to do with ego. So look upon everything and everyone. Look upon everything and everyone with a Zen perspective and drink plenty of chamomile tea. Now, on to moon water. 3 days before the new moon or the full, in this case, the new moon, take a cup, a vessel, and put water in it and cover it. You cover it to keep the critters out. Cover it and place it where the rays of the moon can get to it. And maybe you don't have a window or windowsill right there, but you could put it at the wall because the rays of the moon can come through. Leave it there for 3 days until it reaches its peak at the new moon. And then I like to leave it another 2 to 3 days as the peak having been reached, the energy begins to release itself. After that, drink it or use it to water your plants. Your pet will like it. It'll invigorate your pet. Just use it and enjoy the energy and the strength and the power of this new moon. And as I said before, this new moon is quite something. It's not your standard run-of-the-mill new moon in Virgo. It's got elements of what is expected, Virgo. It's got elements of who knew that could happen, Uranus. It has elements of, wow, did you see that? That was dreamy, Neptune. And it's got elements of this is the right way to go, that's Saturn. So enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Bye.